Hello and welcome everybody to this week's Market Share, the short weekly segment brought to you by MKR, where we bring you all the noteworthy news and updates surrounding digital media and the world today. I'm your host Genevieve, and we've got some intriguing stories for you today, so let's get started. First up, let's talk about our friends at TikTok and what's next as we go full steam ahead through 2022. TikTok packed a lot into 2021, and they released some insights into all the global trends we want to keep an eye on in 2022. In North America, personal well-being was extremely important last year. TikTok played a huge role in making people feel more comfortable in their skin by following along others' physical and mental wellness journeys. Creators expressed that beauty comes from feeling your best, not just looking your best. In the Middle East and Turkey, creative simplicity was the hot topic last year. A community of almost chefs have found TikTok as a major source of inspiration for new dishes and new techniques from all around the world. And obviously, ASMR cooking videos played a large role as well. In Latin America, TikTok helped people stay in touch with the events that were most important to them. From family reunions to sporting events, TikTok allowed people to come out of the pandemic even just for a moment, to feel closer to their friends and family. In Europe, users really showed their diverse interests, including 3D printing in France, hidden hometown gems in the UK, auto travel in Germany, and the wellness over beauty movement in Italy and Spain. And finally, in the Asia Pacific region, a diverse set of countries showed the world the beauty of their home countries, brought together a community of mothers looking for advice, and overturned beauty and fashion norms. To round it all up, TikTok has found itself as the social media Apple of the world's eye, through community commerce, the evolution of sound, and brand expression, and we don't see it going away anytime soon. To continue on the topic of video, let's jump over to YouTube and how streaming is taking over the way we watch TV. Consumers can stream wherever they want and whenever they want, and YouTube is at the top of their game in this evolving environment. According to Nielsen, YouTube reached over 135 million people on connected TVs just in December of 2021. Everyone is trying to tap into streaming and reach new audiences, and it just so happens that YouTube can really help advertisers do this on a large scale. YouTube accounts for over 50% of ad-supported streaming watch time on connected TVs for people 18 and up, and over 35% of these viewers 18 and up can't be reached by any other ad-supported streaming service. You'll see YouTube doing big things this year, from bridging the gap between linear TV and digital at the Interactive Advertising Bureau marketplaces, to hosting the annual advertiser showcase YouTube Brandcast, to sharing even more insights as a founding member of the IAB NewFronts. We've moved into a world where viewers determine what content is popular. We're no longer constrained by what networks tell us we should like. YouTube is housing the next generation of creators, and we're looking forward to all that YouTube will bring to the table in creative opportunities. To get a little deeper into overall American TV watching habits, let's discuss the 7th year of the Cord Evolution study from Simmons. Since 2016, there's been a 208% increase in cord cutters, aka the people who decide they're too good for cable. Surprisingly, 2021 data showed that corded and cordless groups had the narrowest difference in numbers ever, with only 7% between the two groups. A whopping 80% of Americans have streamed in the last 12 months, which is up from 60% in 2016. I know this doesn't seem like a huge difference, but if you look at the rationale behind it, it makes sense why cable companies are doing everything they can to retain viewers. 2 years ago, most streamers explained that streaming was only a supplement to traditional TV. But today, nearly half of streamers feel it has replaced traditional TV. Reasons like better selection on streaming services, expensive TV packages, and watching convenience are among the most important reasons that people cut the cord. If you look at the average pricing difference between the two options, people who only use corded packages pay almost twice as much as people who go cordless, even when they're paying for several different platforms. So as we move into a more cordless world, what will happen to cable companies? Will we see a swift crash of the industry, or will it find a way to make a comeback? I doubt we'll see the second option when we look back in a year, but who knows? We've certainly seen crazier things happen in the last 2 years. Last up, let's go over to Rival IQ and their recently released 2022 Social Media Industry Benchmark Report that is way too long to fully cover in a minute and a half, but I will try my best. Before we get into the thick of it, I want to remind everyone that all businesses are different, and these benchmarks are very broad. So don't take this as your only guiding light to move forward in the social media sphere. Let's start with the all industry benchmarks that will give you a good overall view of how other people are using social media platforms to reach their audience. Facebook posting frequency is at 5.87 posts per week. Instagram post frequency is at 4.55 posts per week. And Twitter's frequency is at 5.04 tweets per week. Now let's talk through a few key takeaways from our favorite industries. For alcohol brands, photos outperformed videos on all channels, and holiday hashtags topped the charts. For fashion brands, carousels proved to be super impactful, and competition hashtags saw more engagement than any others. For food and beverage brands, contests and giveaways were the so-called secret sauce, and static visuals surprisingly outperformed video. And finally, health and beauty brands, video posts broke up long feeds of photo posts, and giveaways made social media users go crazy. While these benchmarks and key insights can give you a jumping off point, make sure you still figure out what works for you rather than focusing on what works for everyone else. Maybe you'll be the next big thing because you tried something different and out of the box. You'll never know if you don't try. That's all for this week's Market Share. I'm your host, Genevieve, and I'll see you all next week. Let's start with the nope. Can we run that back? Sorry. I don't know if that wasn't a sentence.